Hey you guys, welcome back to Angel Angela, and on this topic I wanted to speak about the rebirth, of the empath. The rebirth of the empath. Because I'm feeling like this is my season, you guys. You know, so when I started this channel, I had the mermaid logo. I still have it. I haven't changed it. It's blue. And there's a backstory to why I have that, but when I think about mermaids, at least, from everything that people say, all the myths, there might be these creatures, it might not be, it's the Jezebel spirit, you know, things like that to make you feel afraid, right? To bring fear onto you. The Jezebel spirit, she could be just as smart as the empath. This is why it's the empath's rebirth, because you can see the witch creature for who she is, right? You could see the witch creature now for who she is. And what made me choose, the mermaid was the fact that the luring, right? The luring sailors out of the boat and the wickedness, right? That they say, at least. As you guys can tell, over the years, I've just been using my voice, because your voice, music, singing can lure people in, right? Singing can lure someone in. Speaking can lure people in. People can speak spells onto you, So whether that mermaid is good or bad, people are made to believe that certain people that just think differently are bad. A lot of times when I think about the mermaid, I think about how you can attract narcissists to you, but your power, they're narcissists, and they're trying to all get to you. And your voice speaks power, volume. Why? Because you don't even use your voice. You don't use your voice to attack others. You know that your voice, your words are power, right? So when you finally do scream, get angry, it has to be a certain level of abuse. The narcissist wants to go back and forth with you, So you had a melody that lured people in. Your frequency is luring people in. Your silence is luring people in. Your time that you spend alone by the beach, by the rocks, that you spent day after day, night after night, raises your frequency, because you're away from toxicity, from people. And you have a clear understanding. You have better vision. And you've tried to help people out of that world, but every time you did, you got hurt. So you save your frequency. You take care of it. And because you take care of it, people will make it seem like you're bad. In this season of your rebirth, people will act like you're bad for having boundaries. They'll feel like, oh, you lured me in with your music, with your words. You're so kind. But once you show them boundaries, you became evil to them. You're screaming at them. Your presence, your confidence, it's making them bleed. They're destroying themselves, trying to destroy you, even in packs. These men are acting like they're telling you the truth, acting like they're being truthful, but knowing that there's some type of deceit behind their eyes. You know, just when they thought they had you, you know, you see through them, you see through their eyes, through their lies. And it kills them. This is why they keep you in the dark. This is why they keep you blind. So when you come into this rebirth and your head finally starts spinning and you become okay with, you know, being alone and protecting your energy, you become okay with it, comfortable with it in a way that others can't, in a way that the narcissist cannot. It makes you quicker. It makes you smarter. It makes you pay attention, be alert. Because you know that the narcissist is, you know, roaming around. And they'll try to point the finger at you. They'll watch you closely. They'll study you. They'll wait on you to expose things about yourself so that they can use it in warfare, in the war of the mind. They don't know that you're driving. You're in the driver's seat for once in this rebirth. I mean, you always thought you were driving, but a lot of times you put it on autopilot and you didn't even know because you got comfortable. So God makes us uncomfortable so that we can wake up and we can steer ourselves into a different direction. So in this rebirth, it's about heading towards a different direction. And a lot of times you already know what it is. In this rebirth, you actually know. You're so sure of yourself. Things went bad. You would typically run to narcissistic people because you didn't know how to deal with it, even if they treated you bad. In this rebirth, you don't do that anymore. In this rebirth, you finally have stopped torturing yourself over them. You have been let go. You have been let go. You were letting go while you were in it. And you were angry, you were upset. You were going into memory lane from one delusion to the other, to the next. Going around in circles, wondering when is everything going to come around for the narcissist. I'm over here spinning in circles. I'm spinning. Waist is spinning. You know, I'm over here spinning. My mind, I'm out of my mind. My mind, I'm out of my mind. I'm in my mind and I'm out of my mind. In and out, in and out. Trying to figure out what happened. How did I get here? What could I have done differently? More things are happening and you just don't give a damn. You're just like, okay, my world is just falling apart. I told a lot of people, you know, 2020, everyone's going to wake up. 2019, they're going to have to, something's going to happen before 2020. Something's going to happen in 2019. I said all these things because that's the frequency that was out in the universe, and us empaths who were watching, we're on a different channel. We're on a different frequency. We can tune into your frequency and then we can tune out because we know it doesn't belong to us. It might get us a little bit, but it's only enough to hear what's going on. Most of the time, we don't even care what's going on, like 95% of the time. But we'll check in. We'll tune into the radio just to say, oh, they ain't talking about shit. Okay, I'm tuning out. That's why you'll think to yourself, why do certain people know stuff? And we all have different stories, identical type of people we've ran into. And it seems like we're all alone and just tuning into a radio just to check in. So on this rebirth, you know there's nobody out here that's going to save you. You can tune in. You could tune in. You can listen to me. But when you go out there, you're in opposite land, opposite world. Your silence is going to make them feel like you're bad. They're going to want to get close to you like minions. They're wanting you to be part of the group bad. You've never been invited this much to be part of the group. Everybody wants to sign you in. Hey, it's the Hunger Games. You want to come in? You want to be part? It's about to get crazy. They're about to release the cages. They're about to open up the cages. You're like, no, I'm cool. I've been ready. I've been thinking about what I'm gonna do once the gates open, once everyone wakes up. I've been thinking about this. I've been actually in the cocoon, and now it's my rebirth. And while I'm going through the rebirth, certain people are gonna be placed in the cocoon for a while. You're gonna be in spiritual jail, and I can't feel sorry for you. Can't do nothing for you but tell you the truth. So while you're in this rebirth, you're gonna have people that might even look at you like the narcissist. You know you're not. You know you're not. They'll see people get destroyed right in front of you, and they still don't want to believe you. You'll tell them to stop messing with you because something might happen to them for messing with you, because you're on another frequency on this rebirth. You're too sure of it. You've seen good, you've seen evil. Your energy wasn't taken away from you. It just had to be transformed. Energy doesn't die, so there's a rebirth in you. You have light, but now you're surrounded by darkness. You're surrounded by darkness. You can't trust nobody. So the backstory with the mermaid, right? A couple years ago, when I was going through my mental breakdown, and I went into my animalistic nature, and me and the narcissist were acting like wild animals on the chase, on the hunt, back and forth, the arguing, the leaving each other stranded, the love making, we were like wild animals, you know. And sometimes we rested. It was calm. Everything was cool. But when it stopped, my head stopped spinning. I finally started I already knew something was up, something was wrong. I already knew I wanted to leave, but I didn't know why I couldn't leave. Why did I feel like if this person leaves, I want to die? Like, I just don't want to be. I don't know why the feeling was so intense, but I understand now that it was because I knew that reality was setting in, and I always was someone who wanted answers to stuff, right? I grew up in a very cult-like family. Like, just everything has to be perfect, you know? And certain things just didn't add up. Like most people, you know, you go through awakenings and you're like, this is like opposite world, you know. We donate money, we act one way, but then there's gossiping, there's other stuff going on. And then when someone calls you out on it, you villainize them, and then you get gang stalkers and get them the hell out of there. And later on, you feel bad and you want to apologize. And then people like to go back and forth with people like that when they'll do it to you again, but sometimes they'll just apologize and they'll remove themselves from you because they already know they're going to try you again, and it might not be a good look for them and their reputation, so they'll just stay away. And you're wondering, oh, you know, You might wonder why they stay away, or you might just not question it. You already know why. You're just like, okay, narcissists like to fight. We're not fighting, their head likes to spin back into that delusional world because none of that really matters. They just want to keep the anger. They want to keep victimizing themselves, and they want to keep you feeling. They want to put those feelings onto you. So when you start focusing on them or trying to love people that can't love you, your head starts spinning. You're like, why don't these kids like me? Why? I've seen it with even children. Why don't these kids like me? What can I do to be more popular? What if I do wear my hair like this? What if I do this? Very, self-conscious about themselves. And when you have a rebirth, it's like you just don't care. You're just yourself. You're just hey, you need to get dressed up for your graduation. I don't want to wear a suit and tie. This is what I'm going to wear, period. And that's just what it is. I'm graduating. At least I'm graduating, right? You just don't go by whatever anyone tells you, but you are still in your own lane. You're not letting people take energy from you, when you invest too much in why, you're still giving that person energy. So what happens is that during your new awakening, you have many awakenings, but when you awaken to yourself in a way where you respect yourself before you respect anyone, this is the rebirth of there's no one that can try to hurt me with their bad words. Can no one bully me? Can no one tell me things about my flaws or things that I already know about myself? Can no one say nothing to me? Because it says a lot about themselves. And they don't know that while they're having trigger fingers, or they're speaking out loud, talking shit about me to other people, I know my power in this rebirth. They're gonna get slapped in the face. That's why I don't even talk. That's why when I start to see you want to go back and forth in this rebirth, I got a blindfold. I don't see nothing. I don't hear nothing, because anything, any energy, any touch, anything is giving you energy. Any response, even giving you my name, everything is energy. You're at the point where you felt someone kill you. You felt the spiritual death. You felt the emptiness. Music wasn't exciting anymore. I couldn't watch movies. I couldn't watch TV. That girl that used to play music and stand in front of the mirror doing her makeup all day, but couldn't really see her soul. I couldn't even see my soul. I was looking in the mirror, doing my makeup, listening to music, but I couldn't see my soul. I was lost. I thought I was awake. I had information. Thought I was spiritual, right? You start wearing your little third eye rings, and you're like, I don't want to go to church anymore, Mom and Dad. You're evil. You're evil, right? You think you're awake. You think you're woke. You're over here pointing the finger at people. Oh, you're from this religion. Your religion is wrong. You're watching everything. You're being killed. And while you're being killed, you're watching everything. You're watching everyone fight. You're watching people try to kill you. You're watching the narcissist look at you with so much hate because you finally know. You see the narcissist spirit. You see this spirit that is trying to attack you. You can't sleep right anymore. You're seeing things. You're hearing things. You can hear people's thoughts in a way that you didn't hear before. I'm like, did this person just say something about me, or am I tripping? At the same time, you're dying. Nothing excites you anymore. Watching you even let the narcissist come in and out of your life, and you're just studying them. You're like, How could someone just do this to me? How can someone just sit here, look me in my eyes? You're studying them. They're looking at you. You used to look at them and you used to say, what are you looking at? Why are you looking at me like that? You used to gaze into your eyes. Now they're looking at you. They're like, why are you looking at me like that? You're like, what are you talking about? I don't know. Like, you're gazing at me. Why are you looking? They're acting like you're looking at them weird now. They're acting like you're the Jezebel spirit. They're like, I don't trust you. Are you with someone else? Are you now? They're pointing the fingers at you. They're telling on themselves, because everything that goes around comes around, and no matter how much they hide it, it comes out in their words and their actions and their accusations of you. And you're just watching it. They're killing you with their words. They're accusing you of shit, and you're just dying. And you're like, don't you see that I'm dying? Why can't you see? They've been around you all this time, right? Then bad things start happening. And you're walking alone. No one's there. But you're walking and you feel the energy flowing through your fingers, through your hair, the breeze. You don't know what's real anymore. You don't know if the planet is real anymore. You question everything. You question your life. Question if you're just another number. Then there's friendly faces telling you to smile, right? So you smile. You smile at these friendly faces. And there it goes. It's over, right? What's next? Pulled pork! Way to mess it up. Commercials. See, that's that BS, you guys. I really need to get my life together. I need to get my life together. I can't even skip, y'all. I can't even skip. I don't even know where my remote is. Ain't that some? I thought it was going to be on for a couple of hours. Anyway. Distractions. Am I still watching? Oh, that's some real bullshit. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, here it is. Oh, that's some real bull. Am I still watching? Come on, I thought something else was at least going to play. Galaxy, okay. Let's go. That's cool. I like the colors. I like pink. Okay, you guys. So where was I at? We was starting to act like simps, you know, in this rebirth. We ain't simps in this rebirth. We can't cry like that. We could cry, but you know, once in a while crying. You know, in this rebirth, we ain't shedding nobody no tears. We could have tears for ourselves, you know, shed our own tears. Sometimes we get into memory lane and we remember what it feels. But that's why in this rebirth, we know that no matter what anyone says about us, no matter how they try to villainize us, because we have boundaries, because they don't see what they're doing wrong. It's like Jesus, they're like, oh, they don't see what they're doing wrong. It's really, really crazy. So you walked alone. You felt the breeze, you know. You felt the pain, you saw the friendly faces, and God gave you hope. Miracles even happened. Strangers even helped you more than your own family and friends and the narcissists in your life that you did so much for. Just out of the kindness of their heart, you didn't even ask them, they just saw you in need. I remember getting a coffee and leaving the drive-through, and then my car just started smoking up, and I was like, shit is just getting worse. How am I gonna get to work? I'm just all alone in this world. I'm just like, I guess I'm gonna just sit in my car for a couple of hours and figure it out. It was bad. No AAA, no nothing. The narcissist had me so low, and that had never been me. But I had to see the bad. I was too good. There had to be a balance. And that's what there is in this rebirth. There's a balance. And because of that balance, you know, if you do certain things, it could take you to the dark side. Because you're living in a dark world. You know you want to remain in your light, in your frequency. You know that everything you do comes back around. You've seen it. Things came back around for you. And it didn't even take long. You just had to walk away from what was holding you down. And then everything just started speeding up like a movie. Like you just pressed fast forward and you didn't even feel anything. You were in pain, and then you just put your feelings to the side. You forgot who you used to be. The poor me, the I'm a victim, the I'm sad, the no one loves me, the I'm alone in this world. You put all that shit behind. No one's coming to rescue you. You put it all behind. You said, I could give up, or I could not give up. If I give up, this is what's going to happen to my life. This is the crossroad for me. The narcissist chose already. That's why they pulled me down like this. Because they've been down. So you decide to pull yourself up. And it feels like a bad dream. It feels like, how did everything just speed up so quickly? And now I'm here, back to the start. I lost a lot. And then I gained a lot. And I lost it again. Why? Why? Because I kept people around me that shouldn't have been around me. Because information is useless if you're not using it. If you don't understand your frequency in others. If you don't understand that certain people are like rotten fruit. There's no reviving that rotten fruit. So they killed you, they tainted you. You rotted, you died. But that seed was cultivated, and it grew into a flower, and it came back. Your rebirth. And in this rebirth, you understand what happened to you. You understand why you felt how you felt. You understand your silence. You understand why you had to take those days, those weeks, those months, those years to yourself. Because your head was spinning around every negativity thing, every negative thing that came your way. You already felt stressed over one thing, and now every time something else came, you stressed out, and now you solved the problem. Now you're a problem solver. Now you cut your own grass. Now you build your own craft. Now you don't need to ask someone to make that fire. You make your own fire. And then you live like that. You live in a routine. And you know, even though you get bored in the routine, it was better from where you were at. You remember your past lives. And that's why you keep moving forward. While you were young or unconscious, you didn't pay too much attention to death. You knew we all died, but you kept thinking about the physical death. and not the spiritual death. And you were stuck, not wanting to die, holding on to your past, hoping someone from the past would come back, hoping they would apologize, hoping they would love you again, hoping they would love you like they did when you were little. But they don't. And some die. And some never apologized. And some got their own karma. And they can't even look you in the eyes. So you let go into space. You're spaced out day by day, just looking for a better day, just even bringing yourself to become just as delusional as the narcissist, as a way to cope. You have to tell yourself, you're not going to stay here. If I don't have hope, if I don't dream, I'll be like everyone else. I'll give up. I can't give up. And things start happening for you, but you don't exploit people. You realize everything the narcissist was doing wrong. You learned what not to do from this person. Every time you were with this person, it was like being an opposite world, because they put on a mask, but behind closed doors, they were something else. So now you see scenarios where you'll think to yourself, if it was the narcissist, they would steal all these little things, yeah, they're free, but you should save some for other people, You're thinking the narcissist would have took all of them. They wouldn't have cared. You're thinking bad. You're thinking all the opposite. Someone tells you something, you think about the opposite of what they're saying. Because at the end, when the narcissist killed you, you saw what they did to you. They looked you in the eyes. They kicked you right before they killed you. You saw that they had no mercy on you. So now you see that people will have no mercy on you for no reason. They will lie for no reason. So you question everything. And if you question something and you say it to that person, they're going to label you the narcissist. Why would you say such thing? Oh, why would you say this person's a bad person? Why would you say this person is using their kid for popularity? Why would you say this person is using this disease to get attention or why would you say these evil things? You will see, if you speak your mind, you will be considered evil, because evil is happening all in front of you, and you can sense and see things that other people can't. You can see the soul of others. You can feel their vibration. You can feel their frequency. You know what they're thinking of you. You know what they're feeling in this rebirth. And in this rebirth, you're sure of it. It's not just a feeling, it's a knowing. So I separated myself from the world for years, just sat here, working from home, and, had my own little business, and just, making videos for you guys of all the information I've gathered about narcissism, about just society as a whole, and even, anything from oppression, depression, anxiety, disease. All of it comes from having a low frequency. And when I died, I had to get my energy back. So I had to do what I could do to make stuff happen. I had to use my mind. I had to stop using my heart and use my mind. How am I going to make money? Okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to start my own business. I'm going to do that. Because I can't be around people right now. I'm too fragile. If someone says something to me, I literally would break down and cry. I literally cried when my little cousin said something to me. They said something to me. I don't remember what they said, but I was so sensitive that I cried. And then, you know, I laugh about it now because it's like the narcissist had broke me down to where I felt invincible at one point with them. Like I could do anything. I felt like it doesn't matter what anyone says about me. You know, I don't care if anyone calls me a bitch or a name, because the narcissist has already called me names. Why would I care, right? So I felt strong, but I also was giving up the illusion of what I thought the narcissist was at the same time. And I knew it was going to hurt me bad. I would cry because I knew I would be alone one day. Like I would just mourn while I was with them. And they knew why. We would talk about it. He knew why I felt the way I felt. And times where I would just ghost them because I was like, I'm not tripping. This is what it is. We're having honest conversations now, and it's messed up. It's hurtful, you know? And I feel lied to, betrayed. I feel like my head was spinning, and it just doesn't make sense, even if we're able to talk. It's like they want to act like everything is okay. Like, oh, relationships just come to an end. Everything's fine. So that you could just kind of walk out, let it go. They can move on. And it's almost like a way of you forgiving them. They're almost just like they coercively rape you. They also coercively make you forgive them. Like they want you to forgive them. Like if you come from a cult, you'll see that people will treat you bad and they'll tell you to forgive them. But when they feel offended, if you were to apologize to them, they wouldn't even accept it. And a lot of times if they feel offended, it's because you told them the truth, you know, so it's sick. So it's almost like these people want you to bow down even when they're wrong. So when you spiritually die, you see all those things. You see people throwing sticks and stones at you. You're seeing yourself being crucified. You're looking down and you're just like, why? And you're walking alone, you know. You're in a tombstone and you're just day by day questioning your existence, questioning everything, questioning your parents. Like Jesus said to Mary, you know, my family, you know, is the people around me who are there for me. That's who my family is, who's walking with me, you know. So sometimes the people closest to you are your enemies, and you finally come to accept that it doesn't matter how much you love them, they'll never love you back. You're like, damn, did you even love me when I was little, when I was a kid? Like, was that real? Or were you just felt obligated to teach me certain things so that one day I could just survive on my own? Did you just really never really wanted me? You felt responsible for me, but you just didn't love me? Or are you just not capable of love? Or did something happen to you? And if something happened to you, it still doesn't excuse, you know, what you did to me. So, look, you guys, we're just gonna rewind this. I'm not playing with y'all. Okay? So, you question everything. You kind of basically, you learn to forgive everyone because you're like, I'm dead anyway. Like there's nothing you could do to bring me back to life or to be back the same person again. Like there's nothing anyone can do. And then you feel the emptiness that the narcissist felt, but it's almost like, you know, God is telling you, hey, if you end up doing bad after knowing all that you know now, you're going to be tormented just like the narcissist. You're going to become like them. If you start lying and thinking you're outsmarting other people, you're going to be so wicked that you're going to be thinking you're outsmarting people, and it's just turning around, slapping you in the face, and people start to see through you, and you still think you so smart. You think so, you're so bad, so much smarter than someone, and that person is seeing all the signs. They're just watching you like you're a little kid trying to grab the cookie from the cookie jar, and you just really think you're smart, you know, because not everyone is dumb. The narcissist, that's why they only feed off of people who haven't died and came back to life, you know, someone who is awake, who is in their body, who is out of the delusional world that they were born into. They were trained, they were molded. You were told when to sleep, when to wake up, what to do to entertain yourself. In the meantime, you were taught to do, you know, you were forced into a narcissistic society. So when you wake up, you also have an understanding that you don't have a lot of options, so you have to do what you can do, right? The narcissist, that's how they feel. They got to do what they got to do. So when they get with people that they can use, they feel like it's your own fault, and you're going to just, they feel like you're not going to make it anyway because you don't know what the real world is like. So when you are now in the real world, you knew there was something going on. Like, there's the opposite world. People pretend to be nice. People pretend to follow the rules, and people get away with shit all the time. Now you're in that world and you're seeing the bullshit all day, you know? So now it's like you're putting your blindfolds, you have rebirthed, but now you're putting your blindfolds. You're like, I'm blind to the bullshit because I know I'm in this underworld with all these weirdos. And I was always there, I just couldn't see it, right? And then you got people that they think they know what's going on. And some people that even want to be a part of that world. They want to be a part of that delusional world. And they think it's cool. And then they start clicking up with other narcissists. And they start, you know, doing content together and stuff. And they're going back into a delusional state. We've all been delusional our whole life, but the narcissists, they get trapped back into the delusion. They go back to being on autopilot. And then you're looking at them in their eyes and they're cold as ice. Like there's nobody home, you know? They're not playing. They want their snack. They're animals. So knowing this in the rebirth, that people are animals, you're more cautious. You're using your senses. I've talked about your senses. And a lot of times we can talk about our senses, but you might really not be in tune. That's why you need to get away from narcissists. You can keep making excuses. You can keep saying, what should I do? I'm stuck with the narcissist. We live together and things are hard. You know, you can't expose to evil your plans. It's warfare. Their whole thing is knowing your every thought. So if you're giving them your thoughts, which are your only power, your thoughts are powerful because no one can hear them but you. So if you tell someone your inner thoughts, your magic, guess what? They're going to destroy it. If you tell them your plans, the positive things you want to do, they're going to want to destroy it. In this rebirth, you know that. In this rebirth, you've had time to listen to everything around you, to listen to animals, to talk to animals, to see their frequencies, to feel their frequencies, to feel the frequencies in plants, to see it with your own eyes, to see the magic around you. And that's what keeps you going, right? The magic. But eventually, it gets dark. Because there's darkness all around you. There's negative frequencies all around you. Little heat waves of evil in people that want you, you know? So this is why in this rebirth, you can't see no one but yourself. You can't allow people in your frequency so easily, even in conversations. You know, when your frequency was low, just because certain people were helping you, it doesn't mean that those people, you owe them your life or anything like that. Because sometimes people come and they take advantage when they know your frequency is low. When there's a death in the family, when your baby died, they'll come around acting like they care, and it's just a reason to gossip. But thank you for your donation. You know, sometimes people will bless you, but it's because God is blessing you. God is trying to get you out of that situation. God is trying to build your frequency up so that you can take care of yourself. So in this rebirth, you know how to take care of yourself. You know how to look out for yourself. And, you know, you understand, you know, that everything that goes around comes around, you know, and we are a combination of all the people we've came across, whether they treated us good or bad. There was a lesson in every single thing. A lot of times I see myself and I feel like I'm a combination of every person I've gotten close to. Just like the narcissists, you know, they get with you, they learn things from you, they take that information to the new supply. Sometimes they take all the information you got, that you gave them, all the goodness. See, they gave you all the bad shit. They let you see the bad shit, the fake bill. They gave you the fake bill, right? And they took your real money, right? And they went and bought something nice with it, a new supply, right? And that person feels like you bought me. You bought me, you know. I tricked you out of something. I tricked you into this relationship. I made you fall for me. And I'm really not what you thought. So the narcissist feels like they probably saw a part of you in them. That's why they connected to them, because a part of you and them, you know, means that the narcissist has a part of you. And that's why there was a connection, because they thought, hey, I'm going to get to the next person and that person's going to build me up. That person's actually smarter, better. The grass is greener on the other side. And then they get taught a lesson that there's no one like you. Now they get to see that there are people that act like you, but they are not like you. You know? Just like you thought the narcissist was one way, but they weren't really that way, right? But they'll never tell you that. Instead, they'll cry about it online, act like they're victims. Oh, the Jezebel did this to me. But now they're actually telling you about the shit that they've been doing. I used to do this. I used to do that. And they're putting it together with what the Jezebel did, because everything the Jezebel did, they did, because they had that same Jezebel spirit in them. And now they want people to feel sorry for them. And guess what? In this rebirth, everybody's waking up. Everyone's seeing past the bullshit. Everyone is seeing that certain people aren't victims, and certain people you can't give them any energy because they're fake victims. So you got your blindfolds on, because you know that you can't fully wake anybody up. They got to wake up by themselves, just like you did. The game is sold and not told. You could have information, but guess what? You could still end up with a narcissist because you feel like you know everything. And then until your energy is dry, you'll come back to these videos and you'll say, oh, I need help. I'm dying. I'm dying. I need help. Am I ever going to live again? Am I always going to feel like this? I'm dying. I got to come back and re-educate myself. It's like watching a movie and you're missing all the main points because you think you know everything. And every time you watch it, you see something, you hear something that you didn't hear the first time. The narcissists are afraid of the truth. They don't like when people speak the truth. It makes them feel like you're fake. It burns their insides because you're telling them who they are and they know you see through them. And they're wondering, how can you see through me? Because in this rebirth, you don't even have to talk to people. And you're not even have to see, the narcissist tries to judge people and they try to figure you out. You know how they just make assumptions about people all the time? They think they're like God and they got the power, they got the keys. You don't have the keys, Sway. You don't have the keys, Sway. That's why they keep you around, because your intuition is on point. And they know it is. And sometimes they'll even say, you're a psychic. And you don't know whether they're playing with you or your assumption is true. And they're making it seem like you're the one who assumes shit. They got your head spinning. So in this rebirth, there's no more head spinning. You got your head on right. You're not out of your mind. You're in your mind. You're speaking to yourself. And whoever wants to listen to my voice, let them hear. Let the choir hear. If you want to hear, hear. If you don't, that's cool too. But in this rebirth, I'm in my mind and I'm alert at all times. There's no sleeping. It's fully a state of mind of being awake. And when you are awake for too long, it can kind of drive you crazy. So people are going to test you. Being alone in your mind, you've mastered it. You've been alone for a long time. But you will get tired in this rebirth. You're not going to want to argue. You're not going to want negativity. And the more it's going to come, and you have to get through it, the more it's going to attack. Because you don't have fight in you in this awakening, in this rebirth. The energy is attracted to you more than ever. So people will come disguised as good. Your silence will attract many. Some good, some that will come at you bad, you know. In this rebirth, you know, you've had the death of the ego. You know, wanting to control things, wanting to control situations and jobs and people. You've given up on all of that. All you know is move forward. You know, we've realized we've had many lives with the different people we've came across. We see it through our scars, through our imperfections. It's a reminder that it was real. It wasn't just a bad dream, and it's a reminder to keep going. There's no more illusions within an illusion. But you know that you won't stay stuck here either. You know, you won't stay stuck in this reality. You know that there'll be another portal. So when you're dealing with a narcissist, they have your head spinning. Think of yourself as someone just spinning you in a chair in circles and circles and circles and circles and circles and circles. And then you stand up, right? We're doing this again. Okay, let's do it then. What's up? Oh my God, you guys. This is whack. Crack is whack. Random. I know. Okay, let's do this. Commercial? Y'all really want to kill me out here with y'all low frequency. No, my ears are burning and melting. Okay. Oh, really? Oh, just kill me now. Oh my God. Ah. It's the little things that affect my frequency, Volvo. Anyway. I'm sorry, you guys. It's really early in the morning. I'm like, all I do is like work, sleep, and make videos for you guys. So when my thoughts are going, I feel like I really don't talk at all. So when I talk here, I'm like, oh shit, I've been talking for an hour. And, you know, I really appreciate when you guys respond to me, because it lets me know that I'm being heard. And it's also letting me know that a lot of us are experiencing the same things in our rebirth, right? And even, you know, even with vibrations and music, and you could feel the energy waves, right? And certain energies, you already know you got to tune out. That's why certain energies are really high in frequency, and certain music is very low in frequency. And a lot of people, they love the low frequency because that's where they're at. So you could tell a lot about people by music. And a lot of us that have high frequencies, music actually even bothers us, you know, especially when we've spent a lot of time by ourselves without music and nature. And then you go back to listening to music, it almost kind of sounds like a cat scratching on a board. Like, it's like, turn it off, turn off the TV, turn it all off. You know, it's like you could feel the energy waves affecting you. And that's a different part of your rebirth. It's a whole different type of rebirth where everything can affect you. Music, any little thing can, because you just have too much information, you know, and you already know. You can feel it. You spent a lot of time alone. You spent time in nature. You spent time with animals. You spent time seeing, studying everything, learning, just even, spirit animals. They teach you things, and then you do research on that animal, and then you learn things, and you're like, oh, humans are like this in a lot of ways. And you see that, animals live in their own worlds, and they have telepathical communication and ways of reaching out to each other from a distance, and ways of communication that we are being affected with technology. Technology is like, people are dependent, or artificial intelligence, because they are dependent on their phones, and they are dependent on entertainment. It's all entertainment. They're basically wearing goggles, being entertained, living in an artificial world all day, while those of us are watching what's going on, and we're afraid